They Call Them Apaches by W.M. Akers. The Apaches, one of the most famous Native American groups, have lived in North America for more than 600 years. Apache is pronounced Apache, and it isn't the only name for these remarkable people. In fact, it isn't even from the Apache language. There are different theories of where the term originated. According to some, it comes from a word meaning enemy in the language of the Zuni, a neighboring tribe. The Apache originally called themselves Nadi, which means the people. Today, however, most Apache people refer to themselves as Apaches. The Apache first came to what is now the southwestern part of the United States sometime between 1000 and 1400 AD, which means they had been living in the region for at least 100 years before Spanish explorers first reached the area. By the 19th century, theirs was one of the most interesting cultures in North America. What was it like to be an Apache? In the 19th century, the Apache did not spend much time on their feet. They were among the greatest horse riders in the country, and they rode horses every chance they got. Unlike European settlers, the Apache did not bother with saddles. Instead, they rode bareback. Instead of staying in one place and building cities, the Apache were nomadic and liked to move around. As the seasons changed, the Apache would go with them. They would go one place to hunt and another to look for fruits and nuts to eat. They would go one place for the summer and another for the winter. Although they never stayed in one place for very long, the Apache had a great connection to the land. Where did they sleep? There were 3 different kinds of Apache houses: the teepee, the wickiup, and the hogan. Teepees are cone-shaped tents that could be taken down and moved whenever it was time to go from one place to another. These were used by Apache living on the plains. Wickiups and hogans were more permanent than teepees. Wickiups were 8-foot-tall wooden frames covered in brush. Hogans were made of mud or clay. They were used for shelter during the winter when it was cold. The thick earthen walls would keep Apache warm when it was too cold for life on the plains. What is Apache life like today? In the late 1800s, the Apache fought a series of wars against the United States Army. Led by great warriors like Geronimo and Cochise, they fought for years to protect their way of life. But the United States Army was too strong for them and gradually forced the Apache onto reservations in New Mexico and Arizona. Today, Apache people on those reservations work to maintain their ancient culture. Though they are proud of their past, they lead modern lives. There are Apache all over the country, from New York to Los Angeles. After hundreds of years in the United States, Apache culture remains as exciting as ever.